Hey everybody, it's your favorite friend and fiend, Kenneth Ramon, back here again in the Cruiser Bruiser. Back with you this time with another awesome-tacular movie review for you guys. Got a couple of movie reviews for you actually. Yeah, guys, just a couple of days ago, I was looking at my local theater's website, just trying to kill some time. You know, me and Momager Heather were hanging out, and we wanted to see like if there was like any cool movies that the theater was showing. And yeah, so I came across this title called Longlegs. And right there, I was kind of interested. I was like, Longlegs, huh? And then I saw that it starred Nicolas Cage. It's a murder mystery involving a serial killer. And that's pretty much all the description said, you know. And I was hooked. I was all like, oh, Nicolas Cage, I love that guy. You know, he has a new movie out. Murder, crime mystery, sounds great to me, you know. Could be like in the vein of Seven, something like that. You know, maybe it'll throw me for a loop. I don't know. I'm hooked. Let's go see what this movie's all about. And all I could say is I was not disappointed. Now, going into this movie, immediately I feel uneasy. Alright, it's got this dark tone, this dark atmosphere, and very, very unsettling, okay? It starts out kind of like The Shining, right? There's like this house in the middle of nowhere. It's snowing. There's this little girl playing. A car pulls up in her driveway, and instantly I'm just like, don't go out there. You don't know who that man is? Just stay away. And you don't even see the guy's face. You just hear his creepy, creepy voice, okay? And then the opening credits pull up, and then it says Nicolas Cage as Longlegs. And I'm all like, okay, all right, we're going there. I'm definitely in for a treat now. And so just to give you guys a little bit of the premise, there's a serial killer, all right? This has been 30 years in the making. They're trying to find this guy, and they find more evidence. All of a sudden, there's these two FBI agents. They're trying to solve the mystery. And instantly, it's got like a Seven type of vibe. You know, it even kind of goes into religion a little bit, where they're trying to like, put the puzzle pieces together. Kind of like the Da Vinci Code type of thing, where there's all these messages that they're trying to decode, you know. And it's really, really interesting. This movie's an hour and 45 minutes, and let me tell you guys, I will say, while it's a slow burn, it takes a while to get going, I was not bored. There was a lot going on to keep my interest, and same with Heather. She was not bored too. We were both so tired, you know, but, you know, we just wanted to watch a movie. We had already seen what was on Netflix and whatnot, so we wanted to go out to the movie theater and see what was showing. And yeah, I was not disappointed. I thought I was going to fall asleep, but even though like there was some parts that were slow, I just didn't want to, you know, get up to go to the bathroom or do anything. I just wanted to watch this movie. Now, okay, let's go into Nicolas Cage as Longlegs. Absolutely terrifying, guys. This movie is going to be subjective as far as horror goes. And it wasn't even marketed as a horror movie. It just said murder, crime, mystery. So the fact that we got kind of like a really tense horror film out of it is pretty badass. Okay. Nicolas Cage sends chills down my spine, all right? I get instant, like, Charles Manson, Jeffrey Dahmer feels from his character. And if you wouldn't have told me that it was Nicolas Cage, I wouldn't have known, because they do a really good job in, like, you know, kind of messing up his face, getting those prosthetics and makeup, like, all over his face. His face is, like, totally disfigured. And I wouldn't have known that it was him, really. And one thing that I love about Nicolas Cage is he really puts his all. And he thinks outside of the box, you know, when he plays his characters. He really goes all out. And, you know, we just saw him portray Dracula. And, you know, to me, he was Dracula. And then in this movie, he's no longer Nicolas Cage. He's a totally deranged lunatic serial killer. And I just totally buy it. The whole time, I'm just uneased. I'm on the edge of my seat. I'm on edge, you know. I'm just feel uncomfortable. In one word, if I could describe this movie, it's uncomfortable. But that being said, oh my god, this movie totally nails it. it really accomplished what it was setting out to do. Now, you have to ask yourself if like you're gonna watch this movie again. Um, Maybe for Nicolas Cage, because he did outstanding in his performance. He was amazing. But this movie, guys, just keep it away from me. I don't need to watch it again, just because it really takes you on a roller coaster of emotion. And I don't need to be in that place again. Like, okay, the day we watched this movie, it was all cloudy and dark outside, kind of like it is now, but like it was raining out of nowhere. Like, the weather was really tripping me out. And then the whole atmosphere in this movie tripped me out. So, like, the whole time I'm just like thinking about this movie. And that's one thing I will say. After you leave the theater, you're still going to be thinking about this movie. So, and it gets under your skin, guys. So, I just have to say, well done. If you love Nicolas Cage, definitely check this movie out. This is definitely one of his best, in my opinion. Some people are saying that this might even be like the scariest movie of the year. Might be even the best movie of this year. I don't know about that. I don't know about that because I just saw another movie that I'm going to be talking about right after this one that, I don't know, might give it a little run for its money. But I will say this was a really good time. I want to say, like, my only problem with this movie is once it ends, it sort of just ends. Like, it kind of ends on a cliffhanger. Now, I don't know if they're doing that on purpose, you know, to kind of pave the way for a sequel. If they are, I mean, cool. But yeah, it sort of just ends. But then after that, they do something really, really cool with the ending credits. So stick around for that. Like, I've never seen any other movie do that before. If you guys know what I'm talking about, let me know in the comments section. But I'd never seen anything like that before. And, you know, with the dark tone of the music and everything, it was like really, really cool to see the ending credits like that. And if you ask me, this movie, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. Highly recommend you guys check it out. Alrighty, guys. Well, before I get to the next movie I want to talk about, I just want to thank you all so much for watching this video. If you like what you see so far, please give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Let me know what you guys thought of Longlegs if you've seen it. If you want to totally go check it out right now after watching this video, let me know what you guys think. And as always, thank you guys so much for the awesome support. Really do appreciate you guys as always. Let's talk a little bit about MaXXXine now. Yeah, guys, and literally the day after watching Longlegs, I find out that there's this movie called MaXXXine out. And I didn't even know that there was a sequel to X that was out in theaters already, and I was like, whoa, that's really cool, because I really enjoyed X. Those of you guys that follow my channel know my thoughts on it. I was pleasantly surprised by that movie. It was like straight up old school, like B-movie cheese with the gore and whatnot. So I didn't even read the description. I didn't watch any trailers. I could tell you this movie, I was like totally about it. Totally, because it's set in the 1980s. Those of you guys that know me, I'm huge into the 80s pop culture and whatnot, and this movie pays such close attention to detail when it comes to giving you like a huge throwback to the 80s. I thought this movie was from the 80s when I was watching it. Like, it kind of feels like a neo-noir, like, you know, Blade Runner or like The Terminator or other like dark 80s movies from that time. It definitely has that same feel and atmosphere to it. And it's fun. Like, I went in it like, oh my gosh, like the soundtrack alone, we had songs from ZZ Top playing. There was a Rat song in there. Like, it was totally speaking my language, guys. And Momager's language, too, because we both love the 80s. So I was like, oh, right on, dude. Like, I totally picked the right movie to watch today. But anyways, guys, like, to give you guys a little bit of, what do you call it? A description of the movie's premise. It picks off where X left off. Now, that being said, you don't have to watch X in order to see this movie. I know a lot of people are saying that you should, and you should, because there's some flashbacks in this movie that pay reference to X, so it's better if you know what happened in X. But I feel like you don't really have to watch it because this movie sticks out on its own. X was more of like a 70s inspired, Texas Chainsaw Massacre inspired movie. While this one, like I said, is set in the 80s, it's got a more 80s tone, but it picks up where X left off. All right, there's the survivor of the previous film who's an adult film actress looking to make it big in Hollywood. So, and then like she tries to audition for like bigger movies and try to get into the horror genre, which is actually really, really cool. And if you guys are like big movie buffs, big movie fans, and particularly fans of independent B movie horror movies, you're gonna love this movie. And not only that though, like if you're just a fan of Hollywood and stuff like that, like there's like really, really cool scenes in here where they're like in the Universal Studios back lot, and they even spend some time at the Bates Motel. Like I don't want to spoil a lot about this movie, but like right there, that's a highlight. And while she's trying to make it big in Hollywood, there's a serial killer on the loose. And people are wondering like if it has anything to do with the Night Stalker. Like that's what I'm saying, guys. Like there's a lot of 80s references in here. And I was even asking Heather, the Night Stalker, was that a real thing? And she was like, oh yeah, it was a real thing. And they even have like footage from like things that actually happened in the 80s. Like there's a bit of Dee Snider from Twisted Sister, you know, talking about the parental advisory stickers and whatnot and music censorship. And there's just like a lot thrown in there. It literally feels like you're watching something that came out of the 80s, which I applaud. I absolutely love. But, so yeah, so there's this serial killer going around killing people, and people are wondering if the main character in this movie is tied to the serial killer because she just escaped the events that occurred in X, which, you know, long story short, there was this crazy old lady that killed a bunch of people at a campsite, and this one got loose. That's pretty much what happened. All right, you don't have to see X to get this one, but I highly recommend you see X because it's a really, really, really good movie. Heather did not see X. Honestly, I haven't seen Pearl. I've seen X, and I've seen MaXXXine, but I have not seen Pearl. So let me know if that was any good, guys. But I feel like this movie stands out on its own. It's super fun. The gore in it is a lot of fun. It's super campy. Like there's a part in it where like they smash this guy's head open, and you could tell like it was like a watermelon exploding. It was like, but it was like really, really cool, practical, kind of comical. Blood and gore effects throughout this movie. I absolutely loved it. Like if you love like old school 80s B movie cheese, you're gonna love this movie. And oh my gosh, it's like such a throwback. I think that's all I want to say about this movie because I don't want to spoil too much about it. Like I'm just giving you guys the basics on both of those movies, Longlegs and MaXXXine. But I want to say like, oh my gosh, I'm just so happy that there's like these horror movies that just came out of the blue that are in theaters right now. Like, of course, you got the blockbusters that everybody's going to see, like Inside Out 2 and Despicable Me 4 and whatnot. I want to watch something fresh. I want to watch something new that I haven't seen before. You definitely get that with Longlegs. You definitely get that with MaXXXine. So definitely, guys, if you're into, you know, indie horror, definitely go check these out. These are movies that weren't made on like a huge budget either. These are, you know, straight up indie movies that are landing in your local theater. So I highly recommend that you guys check these movies out. So, okay, now I'm just kind of rambling, sorry. But MaXXXine, I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. I absolutely loved it. And that's kind of like on a personal level, though, because, you know, I'm totally big on 1980s. But I feel like they really sold it. They really nailed it. They wanted to make an 80s throwback movie with like horror and old school gore, practical effects, and I feel like they nailed it. Just like Longlegs nailed like the creepy, unsettling atmosphere vibe that movies like The Shining and Seven gave us, with like a awesome plot twist. Yeah, I feel like both of these movies really nailed it. MaXXXine, I give it a 10 out of 10. Longlegs, I give a 9 out of 10. Only because Longlegs, I don't know if I could watch it again. But I could tell you right now, MaXXXine, I'm going to buy it once it comes out. I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna own it on Blu-ray because I love that movie just as much as I love Lisa Frankenstein for a lot of the same reasons. Check my review out on that one. But anyways, you guys, yeah, I just wanted to share my thoughts with you. Let me know if you like this video again, and yeah, let me know if you want more like it. I love talking movies with you guys. Go out, support the Black Heartstrings. Subscribe to my YouTube channel for more videos like this, more music videos as well. Anyways, you guys, Kenneth Ramon, signing off. Brrr.